Hello. Hi. How's it going? I know I forgot to do. There we go. Alright. Close that. Oh, I forgot to do something else. How's it going? How's it hanging? I got it. Pretty chill day. I didn't really rest like I should have. After Friday's stream. And well, I'm tired today. I definitely slept very well last night. It was very chilly and comfy under the blanket. There we go. Excellent. Okay. As you can see, the layout's a little different from usual. I have changed it once again. Very little bit this time. The chat box is still up the top. I still like the horizontal chat. And pretty much everything else is over on the left side now. I had that little preview window in the corner before. In the bottom corner there, where I am. But I decided that I wanted it to look a bit more like a pop-up screen. So it's over here now. And it's got a little bit of transparency. Not a whole lot. I was trying to figure out how to use a mask over a source, and I think I could do it. It's just it'll be different from the way that I thought that I could do it, so it's something I'll have to fix a little bit later. But I like it for now. Excuse me. And it works for what I want. I can still zoom in and everything, and it still looks like you can see my screen. So that's nice. And as you can see, we changed a lot. If you're able to see over here in the parameter section, all of this stuff highlighted in gray on the side. I've decided to just entirely start from scratch in regards to the live 2D file. So today we're going to be remeshing everything. I've already started, so some of the very few things have already gotten properly remeshed. I auto-generated a whole bunch of meshes, so we have at least something to start with, and it shouldn't take nearly as long as it could if I hadn't done that. But that is the plan for today. I might have to like pull up some videos at some point. So if you start hearing a video, that's what that's about. I will also hide the screen when I'm ready to make the texture atlas. If we do that, if we get to that today, I guess. You can also see I've updated the earrings a little bit. A very little bit. So some parts of it are a little bit cleaner than they used to be. The glasses accessories are a little bit cleaner. And that was just because I felt like they were nice and I wanted them to have just a little bit more detail than they did. It does make them a little mismatched, so I might like texture replace that at some point. But that's not as difficult as like totally replacing the arms or like importing a whole new texture over something, like a new shadow or something. Which is why I decided I just needed to restart from the scratch, because the deformers didn't really match and they were already like in the parameter and the parameter was already set for a lot of different movements, and on some of them I had forgotten to do a deformer. I just straight up like altered things on the mesh, which you're not supposed to do. For that exact reason, that you can't then go back and fix or re-rig things, because it's literally altered the object, the like piece of art layer that you edited. It's literally altered it entirely. So there's probably a way I could have, but it would have taken too long to try and figure out and search for. So I decided I'll just go from scratch. It'll be a good reference for people too, if they decide to do something similar. So what else? I have some anime to talk about today. We're going to talk about a daring stream because I don't want to hold that up. But overall, I watched some good shows. I started Apothecary Diaries. That was really good. I gotta figure out what day that comes out on so I can keep up with it. It's really good. The animation in the what is it, 4th or 5th episode, the one with courtesan Linha? Linha? Let's see, Apothecary Diaries. Linhua. Lishu? No, Lishu is the other one. Yeah, Liha. Lihua. Her episode, her whole, like, episode focus was very good. I really enjoyed it. Oh, it's an ongoing series. I didn't know that. Also, it looks like it's a manga. I thought it was maybe a Korean. Wait. Oh, it's a light novel. Oh, that makes sense. Start off as a light novel, and it has a manga. And looks like it might be a monthly series. Maybe not. These are monthly magazines. Interesting. Looking at this has reminded me. I also took time to reorganize my whole entire shelf yesterday. I finally went through a bunch of my books and stuff. I was so happy. I've been wanting to do that for almost 2-ish weeks now. Can I shift tab this? No, I can't. Where, like, I just wanted to get my shelf reorganized in a way that I liked. I'm very particular about being able to organize and reorganize my manga shelf. Not for any particular reason. It's one of those things that it gives me a nice sense of control? I don't think that's the word that I want. But it's something for me to do, you know? Something nice that I can always go back to and give structure to and, like, do up if I want to. I apologize for dogs barking. I will try to mute if they start barking again. But you'll probably hear them move around a little bit now. So I reorganized my manga shelf. That was very nice. Hold on. Sorry. I got food. I got food. I got food. Oh, sorry. That's really loud. Hold on. Nice. McDonald's. Ew. Hold on. They put onions on my burger. They put nasty onions on both of our burgers. They meshed it up. That's fine. I can pick them off. I don't know how they messed that up, though. I reorganized my manga shelf essentially to just be like a bunch of... It's organized by size first, so the top shelf is all of the taller Tokubon. They're not even Tokubon. I don't know why I said that. The larger sized signature volumes. Like Viz Media has a series size that they literally call the signature size. And they're just a lot taller and a little bit wider. They're more similar to the size they would be in a magazine publication, I guess. So I have those size volumes on the top. And I don't have just Viz signatures. I have some of the Kodansha ones are also published in that size. Actually, a good amount of them are, unless they're like a shonen series. So I have those up there. Those of those sizes up there. It's not just those two publishers. And then I have the other shelves, the two lower levels, because I have three tiered bookshelves, and the lower two tiers of all three of them are just manga that I like. Well, they're sorted by how much I like them. So the middle shelf is the good but mid tier, things that I assume most people don't care for, but I quite like. And then the last tier is, or the last shelf is stuff that I don't really dislike, but like I'm probably not gonna be rereading it anytime soon. And then the first shelf is just stuff I love. Some of the stuff in the middle one is stuff that I also love, but there isn't enough room on the first shelf. So pretty good. Now I'm taking all the onions off. Alright. I'm gonna switch this over So, as I said, I already started remeshing everything. I did not get a lot done so far. I got the glasses done. So we're gonna put that down and hide it. I'll show you the mesh real quick that I did. Because I don't think this isn't how like more expensive riggings get done, but this is how I tend to do mine, just as like a basis. So circular objects have like this little centerpiece, and then everything else is outside of the mesh. This is so that I can like pull the edges if I need to, but that's not going to happen because it's circular. But the center can now be deformed without like messing with the edge of it. And that's all you really need for a circular object, is like a basis of where the lighting is bouncing off of. So that's why that mesh looks so simple, but it's also a little complex. Like you can have so many triangles, but most people probably don't divide it quite that much, or divide it even more, depending on how detailed they're getting with it. And then like glasses frame, there's nothing in the center because there's nothing really to bend in the center, but you can see it still kind of drags it around. And that's because technically there is like space within the mesh here. It's not like totally hollowed out. All of these pieces are technically like connected by this giant open shape here. So meshes have to be closed, otherwise they don't work properly. Like you can kind of see it on this model. Let me zoom in. This piece of my hair here, where you can see that like slice, that vertical slice into my hair, it's like a little triangle. That is actually from the mesh not being closed properly. So anywhere that the mesh is like still open in that kind of way, it's gonna either cut into the texture itself or just consider the texture invalid. So if I showed you here, I just cut this open right here and did that, you can see where it's disappeared here. But if I undo it, it's reappeared, right? So that's what happens when you have an open mesh. If you're having trouble, like for some reason you are like working on your mesh and you close it, you like confirm that you're done editing the mesh and everything disappears, you probably have a problem where a part of your mesh is opened up. So you just gotta double check that. It'll be hard because once it vanishes, it doesn't even really show up in the display for editing the mesh. You have to show like the model image itself, and that's how you would find it again if it disappears on you. Specifically if it disappears. And you should probably have like the texture atlas generated too, just to be safe by that point. But I like to do my mesh entirely before I do my texture atlas. Some people like auto-generate their meshes and then they generate their texture atlas and then they go in and edit all of their meshing. But I don't like to like jump into the texture atlas first, just in case I like need to warp the object first. Like, my head is technically, I'm gonna end up pushing down a part of this head because it's so close to the edge of my hair. So we're gonna do that at some point. And that's just so that I can hide when I'm turning to the side like this. Hide it behind the bangs a little bit easier without having to actually, like, you know, actually, like, hide it in the bangs or something like that. Or, like, entirely go back and edit the art. Some people also just, like, use the mesh to edit the object before they start warping something. Like, if the hands are too long or the arm length is just a little too off, they'll warp the mesh that they've done to get it into the correct shape, and then they'll, like, add the deformers and all that and edit it that way. That way they don't have to, like, contact the artist and have them redraw, like, just a slight divot in the art itself. But they usually get permission from the artist, at least, because in that case they are editing the artist's work, even if it's not in a, like, destructive way, you know? It's not like they're entirely redrawing what the artist has done, so. The nice thing about models and remeshing them or that kind of thing is that most of the time you don't have to worry about having to redraw every single mesh. If you've got a model that's symmetrical, then you just have to copy and paste most of the time. Copy, paste, and flip. You have to make, like, adjustments and stuff like that, but nothing too difficult. So you saw I copied that piece of hair that I did over there, and this is the mesh from that one. I'm just gonna flip it over. Make a little correction. Make sure it lines up properly, because I know that I did this with symmetry tools in drawing it, so I know that it's properly symmetrical. And there we go. Now I have the same mesh for both of those on both sides. And I can edit those as I want. I can make them more smooth by, like, adding more points on these lines and stuff like that. But I'm not super interested in doing that. I want something that's a little bit more efficient. Mesh number wise, like the number of vertices and all that. Just because I noticed that sometimes my models take up a lot of runtime. So I'm trying to be careful of that. And I have to have so many deformers to get certain movements. So making a simpler mesh helps that just a tiny bit. It's a very minute, like, for most people it probably doesn't even make a difference, but I'm trying to save as much as I can. Get things as efficient as I can. So, for the various reasons. Like, we're streaming, I don't want to spend the entire time, like, perfectly making triangles the entire time, so it's also for that reason. So that's the bangs. I'll go through and probably do all of the hair meshing first, because I know that those are the most complex parts of it and will probably take the longest. And then we can do probably the legs after that. Um, let's just start with the head. I'll get all the hair and the head features done. That way we can like work piece by piece downwards. I don't want to divide it up too much and like lose my place. So, but yeah, we're meshing today. That is the gist of what I'm going to be doing the whole time. You'll see, just from watching me do this one, how I generally approach getting a mesh like the ones on the bangs that I had. So, keeping in mind the meshes that are here, I auto-generated with all of the same, like, what's it called? Calculations? When it, Live 2D auto-generates a mesh, it, like, calculates automatically based on your inputs how many vertices there needs to be, how interconnected and spaced out it should be, and all that. So that's what I'm talking about when I say that. All of the meshes are already auto-generated. And now we're going from there. So I'm also munching and crunching. These fries are good. It's a nice small fry too, so I am I am actually using a tablet pen, by the way, because I'm essentially retracing over my own art. It's much nicer than using the mouse. So I gotta figure out a hotkey real quick. Hold on. Live 2D move canvas hotkey. Hold down space and drag the mouse. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Is that correct? Okay. I want to make sure I wasn't actually like moving the whole model around. Did I tweet? I knew I was forgetting something. Oh! It's hilarious. Hold on. That was great. I tried to copy and paste a screenshot of OBS, but it did not work. Where is... That was great. I loved that. Excellent, honestly. Where is... I always have it. here, don't I? Maybe it's gone. Maybe Microsoft has removed it. They haven't. Oh, no, I wasn't done yet. Wait. Oh, it can't even capture it. Oh my god. Okay. It's fine. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Boop. There we go. Excuse me. Whoa. Wicked cough. Alright. Sometimes when you're zoomed in, you can't like place vertices really close to each other. They just snap to the other ones that are there. So that's why I put them out here and then move them. Instead of just, you know, zooming in. Keep trying to grab fries, but I'm grabbing the burger bun. It's very funny. Excellent. I have to move this over a little bit. It's a little too close. I'm sure there's something wrong with the way that I do this, but it works. So. And I end up liking usually the way that it looks. That's why I continue to do it. Excuse me. Excuse me. I drank my water too fast. Oops. we go. You'll notice that I'm pretty much just tracing over the lines that I have drawn, because I don't want those lines to get warped. So by putting the vertices over top of them, I'm alleviating that possibility. They'll definitely still, like, naturally get warped because you're stretching a image, but this helps it a little bit. Sorry, I was scratching my eye. Okay. Whoops. What was I gonna say? Apothecary Diaries. It's very good. The episode I was talking about, I think part of the reason that I like it so much is because of the way the anime direction on it looks. It's more realistically animated than most of the other episodes are. It's got like a nice weight to it. Like the clothes feel heavy in places. The characters, even when it's like a comedic scene, have this like really nice animation flow to them. And it's really well done. Like, there's a part where she is taste testing the food, and just the way they animate her picking the food up to her mouth and like covering her face as she does it, it's all really nicely done. And throughout the anime, sorry, I keep refocusing, and it's messing up my flow of thoughts. just the way that everything, even in the other episodes, there's so much interesting direction in it. And I feel like it's just the way that they do things is so nice. I feel like it's definitely, I definitely understand why everyone's been so hyped about it. Even just aside from the one scene, that probably got shared around the most, of her taste testing the food at the garden party. That was really good. But the whole thing was, pretty much every episode is that good, you know? And it's just really impressive to see that. Free Run too. I finally properly caught up on Free Run. Unless there's a new episode out today or something like that. Which there might be. Maybe. I'll have to check later. But I was so happy to finally catch up. There's a new guy. And he's a vibe. He's a vibe in a different way. I think he fits very well into the group. I like the development of everyone's relationships so far. It's very funny to see how Frieren has like everyone under her thumb in a way, and like not a like manipulative way by any means, but just everyone likes being around her a lot, you know? She's one of those characters that people just enjoy hanging out with. And I think that's very funny. I also think she in herself is a very silly character. At times. She's very silly. The whole liquid that dissolves clothes bit was very funny. Also, what was Flame? Why was Flame teaching her like that? How many conversations did they have like that, I wonder? Because Flame also taught her how to flirt and get guys to do what she wants by like blowing a kiss at them. And it's obviously like an outdated method, right? But like Flame also told her how to like the kinds of gifts that guys like the dissolving clothes thing, and I was like, what was going on there, Flame? Like what was the vibe? Were you trying to was she a playboy? A playgirl? No, that doesn't sound as good. A player. Because that's how they're making Flame out to be, honestly. She's very pretty. She was. So I could understand that. But it was so silly. I really am enjoying that show a lot. I'll have to see about getting the manga at some point. after I get a new bookshelf, because now my shelf is practically full. I'm gonna have to start, if I don't get a new bookshelf, putting manga in front of other manga. Because there's just that many. I literally had to move all of my DVD anime stuff and video games to a different shelf. My bed has like a bookshelf attached to it, so I had to move it over there. That's how many manga I have at this point. Because I just got a bunch more with the Black Friday sale stuff. I've mentioned that quite a few times now, but I really did get quite a few manga then. I don't think I talked about that I got Ayashimon, which is by the same creator as Hell's Paradise. It just wasn't as good. Obviously, it got canceled, so I wasn't the only one who thought that. But I at least liked the premise at the start of it. And I just don't know what it is. Maybe, like, they considered the style very similar to Chainsaw Man. They have a very, like, sketchy art style, I guess. And they were both doing fairly mature topics for Shonen Jump title. But even then, like, it didn't have that flair, or it wasn't as compelling of characters, I think, as Hell's Paradise was. I, again, liked the premise of, like, the Ayakashi Mafia and all that. But it didn't flow the way that Hell's Paradise did. Things seemed fairly fast-paced in Hell's Paradise, but they had a really nice release pace in the manga. That lasted pretty long. At some point, it did get kind of too fast. And I think that's maybe just a problem in the manga author's writing style, because I noticed it also in Ayashimon, where it felt like the characters had development not too fast, but at a speed that didn't feel earned, you know? No, that's not really it either. It's not that it didn't feel earned, it's that it felt... Because of how fast it happened, it felt like it wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I mean? Like, there was supposed to be maybe just a little bit more that happened before they reached that point. So, I don't know what it is. I was disappointed. Wasn't as good as I feel like it could have been. But it was still interesting. I'm glad that I at least got... There were only 3 volumes, so it wasn't, like, crazy. I got all 3 of them. And I got them on sale, so... Can't complain about that. What else did I get? I got more volumes of Air Gear. Definitely an nostalgic favorite of mine. The first manga that I got from like a bookstore was actually Air Gear Volume 1. And man, oh Great's got such an awesome style. I haven't read a whole lot of his new series, quote unquote new. It's been out for like at least 2 years. But I think his style is so nice. And the older volumes of Air Gear have a really fun street art graffiti style almost to them. Like, even though they're as clean as they are sometimes, they have that like they have that stylization to them. The covers especially. I watched a great video like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, almost a month really, of this guy talking about Air Gear and why he liked it so much. And he really he did a great job explaining why you may or may not like Air Gear, and why it was so popular when it did come out. It's one of those ones that just oozes style, honestly. It was well worth the watch. I wish I could remember the guy's name. It's so weird too, like, I wasn't even... It popped up literally on my homepage, and I was like, oh, an Air Gear video. I'll give that a watch. And it was worth it. It was good. I think he really did a great job of explaining, like, the nuance of why people probably didn't like it as much as they could have. Because there's that one guy. There's that one guy in Air Gear who is like the... Oh gosh, I can't even remember the My Hero character's name. The My Hero Grape Hero, whatever his name is. I can't remember. There's that kind of character in Air Gear. And he sucks. And I think he did a great job of mentioning that. Mentioning why that guy sucked. I'm eating some of my burger real quick. Alright, let's see it. Not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Oops. Um... What else? What else? I caught up on Spy Family too. And it's such a good show. I just think it's funny. Huh? Oh, because I was using the shift button. Oh no. Oh no. Whoops. There we go. No! Select it. But Air Gear is still like one of those nostalgic faves of mine. Like, I don't think even if it is kind of ridiculous how ecchi it is these days. Like looking back, thinking about how ecchi it was. Even then, it was still a really good series. There we go. That is bangs done! Yay! Let's do the twists. Let's do the twist. But I got more of that. I don't have a lot of Air Gear volumes. I mean, I have like 10 of them now, but it's like a 37 volume series. And it came out a while ago at this point. So it's not really getting reprinted very much. The volumes that I did get were probably old stock, honestly. And I did mention this when I was talking about the Black Friday sale stuff that I got, but I did get Reborn, the anime. I did get all of that, and I'm very happy with it. I haven't actually sat down to watch it just yet. But I was happy that I was able to get it, because for the same reason that I'm sure I was able to get Air Gear, or that I'm sure the Air Gear that I did get, the volumes I got, were overstock. Older stock, not overstock. Sorry. Is because I'm sure Reborn is like no longer in print at this point. If it is, they maybe... I can't even imagine how many volumes they actually print within a year of that. Or which volumes. It's probably like the last several of them, honestly, that they only print. I doubt they print the older ones anymore. But it's one of those ones that I wish I could get all of them in English. because when I was in middle school, that's when the series was still going. That's when it was in, like, its final arc. Like, final arc. And I was still reading scanlations at that point, unfortunately. So I would love to know the official translations of stuff at this point. Because the closest I've gotten is what the anime animated. Which was not everything, unfortunately. Oh. It's one of those things. Those are the types of things that I think about when I end up reorganizing my manga shelf and all of that, is, man, I wish I could get this series, or I'm happy that I was able to finally get this, or that. Or maybe I should try looking at other series by this author. Stuff like that. Or see if they have, like, published their older works. Because I also got Samurai 8. I didn't get it on the Black Friday sale. I got this a while ago. And that's by the Naruto creator. It was his new series. I'm pretty sure it's already been canceled. It didn't get very long of a run, but I actually really liked it. Setting aside the fact that I think their art is awesome. Like, I knew Naruto looked good, but seeing it in a different story really, to me, set up like this thought in my brain that, as someone who didn't read Naruto, I was kind of missing out. I was kind of missing out on some real good art, honestly. Because I didn't even watch Naruto. Even though I knew that it had awesome animation. But looking at the manga, there was awesome art in there too. And reading the Samurai 8 series seems really cool. I thought it was a very cute series as well. I thought the characters worked really well together. It felt very Star Wars-esque in some ways, but not in like a bad way, you know? I think when people compare settings like Star Wars and sci-fi and all that, they kind of get hung up on how similar they are, rather than realizing the fact that they're all gonna kind of be similar at this point, because that's just how you make things within a genre. So yeah. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Oh, hold on. I gotta stretch. Oh, it's already been an hour. I got a chocolate shake as well. It's very nice. Really quick, I'll show you what it looks like if I don't have that outer barrier around a mesh. So you can see I line this exactly around the edge of the whole entire thing. You can see it's on the line, it's not outside of the line, it's just well lined on top of it. So if I stop here, I don't do the extra row on the outside. This is what it looks like. You can see there's like this jaggedness to it. And that's because technically that is the enclosed part of the mesh. Anything outside of it is going to disappear. So that's why you add an extra layer around this part of it. You can see I got a oh, you can't see it. I got a notification at the bottom here that said mesh is open. Yes, I get that the mesh is open. You can go away. You can see that I have a much bigger shape going than I was on the inside part. But I am going to be connecting these. I might just auto-connect these ones. There's a feature that after you put down vertices like these and close the mesh, it sort of calculates the parts that would connect. As you can see. You can see that there's all these blue ones on the inside though, and I don't want it to connect those ones. If I wanted those to connect, I'd probably also add a row in between here, because these are really large spaces. Like if I zoom out, it's not that large, but if I zoom in, this is probably too wide to just auto connect across. It makes it very flat, even with the way that I've done these lines. If I wanted to auto connect across this, I'd probably add like a row down the middle here, just so that there's something to bend around. Give it some volume, but I don't want to auto connect that part, so I'm just gonna manually connect the outside. And it gives me a chance to make sure I've actually connected everything. I've given proper spacing. There's enough points for it to bend at. That kind of thing. Shake probably wasn't the best idea while I'm streaming, because I have to talk. But, that's fine. Ooh, 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 ooh. You notice I'm doing this one pretty fast compared to the last piece. That's because these are more likely to be able to be toggled on and off. Like I won't have to have these on if I don't want to. So I'm not too worried about the outer boundary being too big or not bouncy enough. But if I wanted something detailed, I would have to be smaller than this on the outside and properly like triangulate out like I did on the other one. These outer triangles here. but I'm not too worried. Oops. There we go. You can kind of see it has these like light blue lines here, and that's where it wanted to auto connect the lines. I don't know why it does that. They're technically not meshed there, but the fact that it like shows that makes me think it technically is there. I don't know. I might go back and edit it a little bit more, but that's good. Let me copy. Excuse me. Oh my god. You can see the triangles versus what I did. You can literally see the outline of the drawing, right? But this is all triangles. They move differently based on how many like vertices and all of that you have, so be quite different. I apologize if you hear my dog. Hold on. There. Ooh, pretty much perfect. Nice. Okay. That's the glasses. Bangs. The twist's done. Next is the face. Eyebrows first. I'm actually going to leave the eyebrows as they are, because I don't really understand the eyebrow rigging. Hold on. I got the dogs. Chill out a little bit. Okay. So... hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna leave the eyebrows as they are. Oh, eyes, okay. Let me hide the glasses. And the bang. Ready for this? Bald. 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 The eyelashes actually look pretty good for an auto-generated mesh. That's really nice, actually. It's still not perfect. Well, not perfect. It's still not correct, but it's really, really nice. Might be able to just very lightly edit it. I don't know what that's doing. I don't think the dogs are gonna stop barking. Erase these ones. They're just a little too off to be able to correct. These ones I'm not like tracing the way I was with the other ones because they're not really gonna need as much detail as those ones will. There's some people who like get really intense with the eyelash detail because they have like the rig artist, like, has a really particular way that they animate lashes. Like, some people have almost 3D style with their eyelashes, where they can curve it out as they turn and stuff like that. And those people have fairly detailed ones for even the smaller parts of their rigs. So you will see that in some stuff, but I usually don't do that. I'm not that intense with it. I think that's it. Okay, okay. I'm actually just gonna copy and paste this one as well. Okay. I think those are okay. Okay. This is fine as well. So I have two layered parts for the eyelashes. There's the lash that comes off of the eye, like the actual like 3D part, and then I have the baseline of the eye. So this is like the lash part that connects to the lid itself. It's technically like the edge of the lid or the model. It would be the equivalent of that. And then because of the style of anime eyes and all that, that's why it's made to look like an eyelash instead of just the line of the lid, you know? A realistic style would probably have the eyeline of the lid itself and then the lashes coming off of that. And it would have to be a really detailed style to get even that kind of look to it, but that's why I have two layers to make up the eyelashes for both parts of it. I also have this one for this one for the bottom half. So I have this, this, and then this, and this. So those 4 pieces, well, 5 if you count this part as well, all 5 of those make up the outside lining of the eye. And that's just about how detailed I like to get with my eye textures. I just wanted a little correction on that. Flipping back over here. That one looked fine. That one's okay. I want to correct this one just a tiny bit. Make it just a little cleaner. Right here. There we go. Okay. And this one. Something happened there. It's fine. Okay. Now, circles. These are like eye shines, anime eye shines, you know? So, hello? Can I, how big is this? There we go. We're gonna treat them like normal circles first. Auto connect. And then I'm gonna do that. And I have no problem with like manually doing all of these eye shines like that. They're so tiny that it'd be silly to try and copy and paste them. Pupil next. Excuse me. Now this is a circle that's got a pretty good outline already. So we're gonna leave the outline and erase the center. Put a dot, and look at how fast that auto-corrected. So auto-connect that. And that's pretty much, I could leave it like this, but I actually want to do another ring on the inside here. And auto connect that. Because that'll give me some depth on the inside of it when I have my actual pupil. You can see my pupil is this diamond shape here. So it'll let me do some nice dynamic movements around that. Well, we are going to manually do this one as well. And we're going to treat it like essentially a piece of jewelry. It has a really nice center point, but it has very specific vertices that it should be bending around. It's a diamond. It's literally like an anime star in my eye. So music for animals. Animal cafes, sorry. But this. Oh. And it can auto-connect the other part. There we go. I want one here. I'm getting fairly detailed with this pupil, but I don't have to be. I want... There's a very nice depth effect that I do with this pupil that I want to keep. So we are going to copy and paste this one though, because that's a fairly detailed mesh. I don't want to accidentally forget something when I try to add it to this side. Probably. It's a mesh with a purpose. That's why I don't want to like manually redo it as well. It has a purpose, and I would like it to keep that purpose across both. I don't want to break it. But essentially the reason it's so detailed is so that when I do like movements and all of that, I can kind of have that geometric almost 3D effect to it. So that's what I like to do with that. People do that with like jewelry, like stars and all that, but I like to have that since I have such a unique pupil shape. Other people who have unique pupil shapes as well, like flowers and stuff like that, tend to also have fairly detailed meshes on those kinds of things. But like the normal eye shines, or just like a really simple solid black eye or something like that, you don't really have to make that super detailed. There's no shading, there's no lighting, there's no any of that on top of that. So those can just, it's nice to have a manual mesh for those still, just in case you need to like give the illusion of it bending a certain way or something. But it doesn't have to be exactly the same on each one, you know. It's not it's not that big of a deal. It's still efficient to do it manually. It's just, you know, save time where you can, but keep in mind that you still want it to look nice, you know? You want it to look nice, so you do a manual mesh, but you don't have to get intricate if you don't have to. You don't want to have to get intricate if you don't have to. Oops. Guess I'm doing the outside first. Oops. There we go. I saw some people making really cool 3D eye effects with Live 2D. Effects that they could only really get because of the way that they did their mesh. Alright. Next is the eye whites. It looks like a beehive! I hate it! I hate that it looks like a beehive. Oh, there's a line there. I'm trying something new with this mesh. I think you could just keep the standard auto-generated mesh for something like this. But I kind of want to see what else I could do. That might be too long actually. In the center here. How many vertices? You typically don't actually distort anything on the eye white. Unless you're like turning it into a sphere or something like that. But I wanted to see. What giving a different kind of mesh could do. It's not bad. Could definitely be interesting. If done correctly. I'll keep it. We'll see how it goes. Hey, are we listening to music? Yeah, okay. We are, okay. Oh my gosh, we're almost at 2 hours. Someone's home. Hold on. So next is the eyelid. This is kind of outdated. I don't actually see people talking about using eyelids anymore. But it was essentially a part of animating an eye close. I got some ketchup on my desk. Hold on. It was part of eye closing, where you could hide the eye white without actually like closing the eye white. But I don't really see it. I haven't really seen people actually use it like that. Most of the time now when I see it, it's literally like they just close the eye white because there's clipping features now. I think the reason it used to be just with the eyelid is because the clipping feature didn't work the way the people wanted for a nice close. And even then, the eyelid's still nice because sometimes you can't close the eye white all the way, so it's just another precautionary feature, essentially. But I don't know how many people actually still use it that way, you know? So most people would just like hide it with the eyelashes at this point. And that's just another layer that people don't really want to have to worry about, so makes sense. I'm going to leave it with the mesh that it has because even though it's not great, it kind of, you can see it kind of stretches these lines that I have. I'm not too worried about using it in the future. I might just delete it entirely, so there probably is a nice use for it that I'm not thinking of, but I'm not too worried about needing it. Now this, the face, I believe this is next. No. Jump the gun. Wow, I jumped the gun quite a bit. Next is the facial features. The nose. So, the way that I've done the nose, you can see when I turn, right? There's a nice 3D effect. There's actually an even nicer way to do it than the way that my current model does it, I believe. Might actually have to open it and see. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see what the mesh for my nose is. It's still loading. Okay. So, yeah, it's a pretty basic looking mesh. But there's a nicer way to do this, similar to the way that I did the pupils. This actually isn't too far off, but essentially we want to crease the nose. Like that. And I want that. I think that's how it works. Yes. So, because of the simplicity of the nose, and the fact that it is technically a left side shading, like when I turn to the right, you can see it gets larger. And when I turn to the left, it gets smaller, right? That's because I have these lines on the side here. You saw it had lines over here. But because of the way that I've done it now, I can do that even like a little bit softer, a little bit sharper. I can do it in a way that is nicer overall, even with how little there actually is here. So that is something that I saw in someone else's mesh. I don't know how well it's actually gonna work yet, so we will see. I'm sure it'll be fine either way. I'm sorry, I'm drinking water. Checking my stats and stuff. We're at 2 hours. We got probably another hour to go. Let me see how far we are here. Yeah. So the other part of the nose is the bridge line. I'll zoom in a little bit here. A bit. So you can see I have a little bit of a blush on my nose, right? You can see it in between my glasses here. When I turn to the side, you notice it gets a little flatter on the left side. If I turn this way, it doesn't really do that. That's because when I first rigged this, I wasn't sure how good it was actually gonna look to do that, have like a nose bridge effect. But I'm fairly certain it works for this model style at this point. So I'm gonna be doing that on this one. Fortunately, that means I don't really have to change the mesh that is generated here. The mesh is actually pretty perfect for this. It could be a little bit cleaner, but I can do that later if I really decide that I need to. Else? What's next? The face shade. This is just like shading on my head here. Sometimes I bring it down for like an eye graying effect. I have to clip it over the eyelids as well. Hold on. Eyelid. I have to pull it here. Nope. I want it. It didn't do it quite the way I wanted it to. Is it on multiply? It's not. There we go. There we go. So that's how that looks. And it just rests up here because my bangs are up there. you know, my bangs cast a little shadow on my face. But this way, when I pull it down, I can actually change the multiply color to... You can't see the color wheel that's here, but I can make it like... dark blue or purple. Wow, you can't really see it this... Oh, I'm in the screen color. That makes sense. Hold on. Multiply color. There we go. So you can see I can give it one of those anime sickly tones, like gross, kimoi, that kind of thing. So, and I can record it doing that in the parameters over here. So we're not going to do that right now, but that is why I'm essentially just leaving it as it is. Hide it back. I want to actually move it back because I don't think I moved it to the right here. It needs to be here. But it does need to be set to multiply. Bit up. Good, good, good. Glasses back on. Actually, we'll leave them off. I have to do the head. I want to hide the eyes, the eyebrows. You can see I have these shading parts on the face where the eyes actually are. That is something that most people do not do. I do it because I want that tired look, almost. But when I am rigging the face, I tend to have a hard time with keeping the eyes in the right position, where it doesn't like look like my eyes are shifting across my face. So I have those there as an indication for myself of where they're supposed to go. You can try that. You should not be probably doing that on other people's models though. You should have, like, if you have a shading like this, it shouldn't be on the actual head layer like it is for me. You can have an indicator like that, but it could mess things up, because when I distort the face now, like, it's obviously messing with that shaded part of it. So I have to be careful of that. We're actually jumping the gun. I have to do the mouth first. This one I'm gonna have to edit quite a bit. And I'm just gonna do it from scratch. That's kind of terrifying, isn't it? The way the mouth is open and the eyes look so dead. It's very funny. Okay. Good. I'm going to just mirror it across. Auto connect. Now I'm gonna mirror across. Excuse me, oh my god. Oops. Now, this is not actually my lip. This is lipstick. I use this to accentuate and like essentially exaggerate my mouth shapes. You can't see it on this model. I did not rig this model's mouth the same way I did some of my other ones. So if I show you actually my Juliet model, who probably has the best mouth rigging, honestly, even though it doesn't smile as much as I want it to. The smile parameters are not as nicely done as I would have wanted. The mouth itself, the way that it moves, is actually really good. The chin should be moving, technically, because I'm opening my mouth and all that. I just forgot to do that. But the actual mouth shapes are pretty good. They sync up really well. I'm actually using the VTube Studio lip sync too, so that helps and has helped with getting a better mouth movement out of this one. I'm going to get a little bit closer so you can see something here. If you look really closely, you can see a line outside of just around my mouth. That is on the Live 2D program here. That is this lip. It is not part of my lipstick itself. The part that we just meshed is the lipstick. The slight outline outside of my model's mouth here is the lip you see here. It can be a problem. You can obviously see, now that I've zoomed in and pointed it out probably, that it's there in some places. You can see the outline of it. You're not supposed to be able to. It's supposed to be pretty much invisible. And that's just from me having a really hard edge on it. It's supposed to have a nice softer edge, but essentially that gives you the main mouth shape, and then I usually use the lipstick to exaggerate that. Hold on, I have to zoom in. I'm sorry. So you can especially see this on the bottom lip when I talk, but sometimes it kind of flattens out or gets fluffier. You can see that there are parts where it really bottoms out. And I did that with the lipstick so I wouldn't have to worry about ruining the general mouth shape. I could rig the initial shapes and then bend the lipstick around that to get an even more exaggerated, almost 3D effect with it. So that's why there is lipstick separated from the lips. You should be doing that with any makeup on your model anyways, because if you have eyeshadow or something like that, it's gonna move differently when your mouth or when your model closes their eyes or something like that. So that's something to keep in mind when you have makeup and stuff like that. And this is the way that I've used it. So I thought about having like purple lipstick at one point, but I tried it out and it made it look like I was a corpse almost. So I did not keep it. I'm almost done with the milkshake. Excuse me. I apologize. I don't actually know a proper mesh for the lips just yet. I imagine that there is one. And if I figure it out, I will show you guys. But we're gonna leave these like this for now. I have some other videos I have to check out again anyways before I try changing that. And this lipstick, the bottom lipstick, you can actually see is larger than what you see here. I should probably clip this to the layer below it, the actual lip layer. But that's how I get that 3D effect with my lips, is having a fairly large lipstick piece. Anyway, I am going to leave this one with I'm going to tweak it a little bit with this mesh. Because a lot of the versatility of it is how simple and easy it is to move around. But also, there is a deformer that is literally just a line. I'll show it to you really quick. This. And I tend to use this a decent amount on these simpler meshes like this, because then I just have a nice easy bendable thing. We're not going to leave that there just in case I accidentally click it or something later, but that's how I'll be deforming the mouth when we get to it. It makes it so much easier. There's also a temporary deform tool that works similarly. You can just like use it and then delete it. I don't know how that works, so I'll have to check that out at some point as well. But let's fix the head. This, I have a reference, but I know exactly where it is, so it won't take me long to pull it up. There's different ways to do the head. I don't know that the way that I was doing it is the way that I should have been doing it. So that's why I need to grab this reference. Bow, 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 bow. I gotta find the person. Sorry. Did I talk? I did. I was gonna say, did I talk about the Apothecary Diaries? But I did. I saw this comic on Twitter that was just literally an isekai romance one, but it's where like a 50-year-old lady gets transported into the body of like this young lady and she's really into her ex-fiance's grandfather for that reason, because like in the 50-year-old lady's mind, they're the same age. They're almost the same age. They're like, she's much more attracted to the old man than she is the young man, and I think it's very funny because I think most other people would have the young protagonist or the old protagonist in a young body trope of like, oh, I get to restart. I get to have a better time than I did when I was growing up. I can try again. But I like that they kind of made it silly. It was really good. Where did they go? Where'd they go? Where'd they go? I'm looking for it. That's weird. It's weird that I can't find it. I literally just saw it the other day. Let me switch to this. Oh, I forgot about that. I'll fix it later. I won't fix it later. I should fix it now. Well, actually, I don't have to fix it later. I don't have to fix it now. I can... Oh, I found the person. Hold on. Here it is. Excuse me. Auto match. During courses 35 and 36, the shape of the mesh changes depending on the part size and canvas size. If the shape doesn't look good, I think it's a good idea to use 3 different templates. This may still be I see. Not what I want. Not what I thought it was. Auto mesh. Auto mesh. Oh, I can show you lips. Hold on. Hold on. Whoops, not what I meant to do. No, I want that. Gimme. Let me show you what I was talking about with the difference between my lips and way other people do it, usually. This one. Nope. This one. There we go. So this is from Juno. As you can see here. Juno. they have a lot of really nice, like, fast tutorial images, stuff like that, when it comes to Live 2D. So this is pretty much all of the ways that your mouth should be separated. I do not do it this way, but it's technically better to do it this way because it allows you a lot more freedom to deform things in really specific ways, in better ways. So you can see the way that they do it, the way that most people do it, is they have a separate line and then a solid color of the lip, and then a separate line and a solid color of the lip. This is the way that people do it because for the same reason that I use lipstick, this line can be used to deform separately from the actual like lip part, the actual lip part here, and it makes it look a lot nicer when you can just meet the corners and deform all of the center. It gives you this really nice like outlined mouth for a closed mouth together, and they're just the same exact line, but because I use the lipstick, I tend to use it to exaggerate this bottom lip part, and for me, for my style, it looks better than it would with like a solid black line or something like that. You can always like change the color of the line too. It doesn't have to be black. Like there are some people that draw their mouth lines with like a lipstick color or even just like a skin brown color. You can do that as well. It doesn't have to be a solid black line. It just gives you a really nice outline of the mouth to look at. That way it's not just like a vacant, empty hole. If you have V-Bridger or you have expression toggles, you can have a tongue. This is not something that everyone is able to get on their model. It's extremely difficult to rig V-Bridger, I've figured out. Not because I haven't gotten to use it, or not because I've gotten to use it, but because I've seen the way people rig it, and I found out that it's for mainly iPhone, so I don't use V-Bridger. As interesting as it is. The pout skin and pout line, that is how people get that like pouty faces and all that sort of stuff. So cool. Thank you. And the reason people like in general separate their mouths like this as like a quote-unquote industry standard is because like it works. No matter how different in style someone's art is or anything like that, it works really well for everyone who rigs. So this is a very helpful guide if you are looking to do something like really detailed with your mouth rig. It'll give you the most versatility and that kind of thing. Do not do what I do. What I do is similar to this, but also more efficient for myself. You can see down here, they even have like separation of the bottom teeth and the bottom of the mouth and the back of the teeth and stuff like that. And I don't do all of that. I don't. So, going back to the rig. This is the person's account that I'm looking at as well for this head guide. It's not the kind of guide that I thought that it was. Or that I remember it being, I guess. I remembered it being a different type of meshing, but they're just talking about auto mesh. Even though I know that they don't mesh their heads like that. I see what everyone's talking about as well in the new Twitter media layout. I don't know what mine looks like actually. Well, mine doesn't look too bad. Hello, Mushroomy. Welcome on in. And thank you for joining me. I am redoing the meshes on my model so we can re-rig it. I was checking for some references on how to do the mesh because I had seen some people doing a different style, but I think I was mistaking it for something else. So I was checking also my new Twitter layout for my media and all that. So and I need to edit this chin part here. So because you can't see it unless you're looking really close, but there's a bit of blushing that leaks out here where this is, and that's why it has this giant bump on it. So I'm just gonna do this, and when the time comes, hopefully I will remember to fix that. You gotta be really careful sometimes that your colors aren't leaking out. Your character is really pretty. Thank you. I drew this almost exactly a year ago. A year and some change. So this is a pretty well overdue update to the model that we're working on. So I should have a center point probably about here. And then it should go around where the features of the face are. We're just kind of hanging out today, taking it easy while I redo all this meshing. It can be a long process, so I wanted to do something. I wanted to make sure that people were aware it's going to be a pretty chill stream. Oop, oop. I have the wrong chat pulled up. Or my docs here. Hold on. Delete that. Why? Close that. Open that. I gotta mute myself. Hold on. Oh, I did that incorrectly. There we go. Okay. Pop out chat. There we go. I'll have to figure out how to fix that in the future. I love it. I think I have the aesthetic as you. Have a space elf or something like that? Yeah. I love elves. Mushroom and space. Sorry, English is not my first language. You did really well. I understood what you were saying. I also am A space elf, yes. I think mushroom stuff is also very, very cool. I thought about being a witch character for a really long time, but I kind of liked the fantasy element, but I also like the space element. So that's why I am a space elf. Or an alien elf. My aesthetic is not necessarily about space itself, but I do have space elements. When most people do like their meshing for their face, they don't usually do like entirely around the features. This is something that I do for my own reference. I feel like it gives some nice shapes to the face. So if you're rigging, you don't necessarily have to do this. Same, both are really fun. Yeah, I think there's a lot of really cool ways that people like customize or play around with aesthetics, like elves and forestry and stuff like that. And I like that they always seem to work. People always make it work for what they want. They see something in it that they like and make it work. I don't think I did that mesh correctly. Hold on. No, I did that. Correct. That's good. Okay. Next is the blushy blushies. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Hold on. Okay. There we go. And just auto-connect them. We're not too worried. I clip that, right? Okay. There's so many layers to use. Oh, I have to clip the lips. Let me do that before I forget. Otherwise, I won't do it. I don't clip that one. Actually, I don't clip the top lip, but I do clip the bottom one. There we go. Ifu. Now we're gonna check the teeth meshing. I'm usually pretty detailed with this one, just in case I need to like alter some part of the teeth. What made you want to make your character again? It's been about a year since I made this rig. So I was like, it's been a pretty busy year. I've made a few other models. I feel like I know more about live 2D than I used to. So I wanted to take some time and try this one again, because I really like this one. And at some point in the new year, I also want to make an entirely new one, entirely new design and all of that. And I won't be doing that one on stream. So I want to make sure I at least did some rigging on stream. Is it hard to do? It's not hard to do. It just takes a really long time. You need to have a pretty good idea of how the program works. But there's a lot of online videos, especially on YouTube, of how to do live 2D, how you're supposed to make the layers, draw the layers and stuff like that. Like what you're supposed to separate. That mouth that I was showing before is just like an image, but there's a lot of videos on how to do it as well. So it's not hard to start doing, but it's hard to get something really, really nice if you're just starting out. Oh, I did that wrong. Hold on. There we go. And I think it's also kind of fun. I really like doing art, so I think it's fun to have something new to approach within art, like live 2D, making a VTuber and all that. Most of your streams are on Twitch or YouTube? I have quite a few streams on Twitch, but I am, for at least the entirety of December, streaming on both. So right now, the stream is actually on YouTube and Twitch. The YouTube chat is not on screen because of like Twitch rules, but I am on both of them. I will probably go back to just Twitch streams in January, but I will always put the video, like an archive of the video, up on YouTube. If you look at my uploads, a lot of those are from Twitch streams that I didn't stream on YouTube, but are archived from over there. So I use both. I try to make sure they're both getting the most. I really like that I can archive things on YouTube, so I prefer a lot of the features of YouTube as well. It's just that streaming is a lot easier over on Twitch sometimes. So, yes please, I saw some and I love your art. I don't want to miss anything. Okay. Good to know, thank you. But yeah, most of the time I stream on both because it's just... Well, I stream on Twitch and archive them on YouTube because it's really easy to just start streaming on Twitch. Once you have your settings set up, you don't have to change them a whole lot each time. And with YouTube, I have to like create a new upload event each time. So I already have the next stream for tomorrow scheduled. We don't have to worry about that, but it makes it hard to stream on YouTube for that reason, because if something happens and I like can't make it to stream, then I just have to like delete it or reschedule it. That makes it a little difficult. I want to know more about my favorite art YouTuber, so what things do you like to draw? I like to draw a lot of fan art. Aesthetic-wise, I like to draw outfits and stuff like that. I have a lot of interest in really almost cozy style stuff. When I usually stream art, it's drawings of like dress up or just characters having fun and stuff like that. I like to keep it really chill, but also very fun. I like a lot of action and movement. Why won't these connect? Oh, there's a line there. Hello, Hamburger Killer. I see that you're over on Twitch. Oh, it did not pop up on screen. Let me refresh my chat real quick. There we go. How are you today? I'm streaming over on YouTube as well, so just so you know, there is a chat there that I can see, but will not pop up on screen. I like having chill streams most of the time though. I'm talking about what I like to draw and stuff like that. I always stream art. That's just like my thing. And I do like occasionally drawing really action-y stuff, a lot of gestures, all that sort of stuff. But my style is pretty well fit for soft, cozy drawings, so to speak. Oh, thank you for the follow, Hamburger Killer. Much appreciated. Now that I have an art expert, I need help. I am a painting divided in 4 parts. I'm making a painting divided in 4 parts. Some oranges, some mountains, sunflowers. But I'm missing the green part of the 4. What should I do? I'm not really sure. Making a painting divided into 4 parts. Oranges, mountains, sunflowers. Missing the green part of the 4. You mean you have like a dynamic, what's it called? A dynamic field of view or depth? So there's 4 layers to it. I assume you mean when you say a green part, like grass and stuff like that. Because you have oranges, mountains, sunflowers. So probably some kind of field that you're drawing. It kind of depends. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Let me hide. I'm gonna hide the lips. It's gonna look weird for a second. Hold on. I mean, I guess the teeth already look pretty weird, but how do they look? They look pretty good. Everything's a little blurry right now because of the preview screen that Life 2D gives me. I have it set down a resolution setting, so it doesn't overwhelm my computer with how detailed it is. I'm trying to get all the facial features done today on stream, because I am going to work on this off of stream as well, just because there's so much meshing that needs to be done. But oops. I want to make sure that I get some of the interesting parts done on stream. Or parts that people like may not think need to be as detailed as they do. More or less. I mean, the painting is literally divided in 4. A blue, black, pink, and green section. What should I do in the green part? Maybe mushroom. Huh. I haven't... It's kind of hard to know what you should do for it if, without, like, seeing it, you know? If you're supposed to have, like, some kind of cohesiveness between it, the green, if it has to be an object or something like that. You have mountains, oranges, sunflowers. Those are fairly yellow things. They have kind of a warmth to them, a comfort, almost. Mushrooms, I think, wouldn't quite fit with that, even if it's supposed to be green. Can it be like a bug or something like that? Like, a firefly, maybe? Because they all give kind of a... summer vacation in the mountains kind of vibe. With all those items. Or like a picnic in the mountains. Oop. I'm not doing as much detail for these teeth in between the layers, or in between the teeth, as I did with the other one, because these ones probably don't need to move or bend as much as those ones do. So I did something wrong. It's fine. Triangle is the most powerful shape. Okay. Nice. Sure, I can try. Well, it look like it's a radioactive monster, but sure. I don't know how to draw bugs or anything in general. It's always about practice. I'm going to do a little bit of meshing inside of the mouth as well. That and that. I don't have a tongue that sticks out, so I'm not worried about getting a super detailed thing out of this. But when I turn my face, the inside's gotta have a little bit of depth. Oh, you moved over to YouTube, thank you. Hello, Hamburger Killer. We have Mushroomy here. Was asking about their art project, it sounds. I assume it's for like an assignment, Mushroomy, but is it something that you're just doing? Or is it for like a school assignment? Boop, boop. There we go. That looks good. Alright. The mouth is done. I might do a little bit more meshing detail later, but it's good for now. And I got the face done, and I got the blush done. Well, I didn't do the earrings yet. Alright, let's do the earring. If I'm honest, I'm in music school, so this is just a gift for someone. Not sure who, though. Oh, interesting. That's cool. It's nice that you decide to do a drawing, even if you're not good at it. It's a very, like, nice way to do something super sentimental. I did a drawing as well for a gift one time. It was for my cousin's wedding. It was like this butterfly with gold lining and some red detailing, and I put it in a little shadow box. It was very nice, and I think they liked it. So it's a very nice way to do something very detailed. Or very meaningful. Detail is not the word that I meant. Let's see. I'm kind of moving all of the meshing out a little bit to give it a little bit of breathing room. And because I have some details that go all the way from one end to the other. So, oops. There we go. Oops. And there we go. Nice straight, pointy line. Ears. There we go. Go here. Oh, hold on. I enjoy doing redraws and stuff like that as well. We were talking before about why I'm redrawing this or redoing this. And I just like being able to see how much I progressed since the last time I worked on something. I recently did a redraw of another drawing that I do every so often. Every couple of years I draw Phos from Land of the Lustrous. And I just got finished with that last week, maybe the week before. And that was really nice to do again. And that got me in the vibe of, well, maybe I should redo my model as well. So, here we are. Also going to do a line here. A little bit more detailed of a line. There. Let me see how that looks. not too bad. That works. Okay, now I'm going to copy and paste that one. We're back to copying and pasting. Oops. There we go. Eraser. Get rid of this one. Paste it. That's also something really nice about digital art too, is the ability to like redo something if you want to. You have a nice record and clean image to work from, or clean reference to work from for what you did before. And you can even have like digital files that save all of your layers and all of that. So sometimes the mood is just nice to redraw something if you didn't like it the first time. Whoops. I put my hand in front of the camera, sorry. There we go. Okay. Is that everything on the face? No, I still have the earrings. My earrings are probably my favorite part of this design, honestly. I like how jingly they are. And I think they've got such a unique shape. There we go. It's really nice to, like, sometimes as well just do something kind of repetitive, like meshing. Live 2D can be kind of stressful because of how much work goes into it. But I also think, I personally think that, like, there's something very nice about doing such detailed work repeatedly. I think there's something very calming about it. Especially now that I've gotten better at and know more about what to do compared to the first time I did it. I think that's nice. I need this. Connect this way. But the star has almost that 3D effect. Nice. Okay, auto connect that. And we're gonna copy it. Control C. come over here. And paste it. Move it over. Are you going to put glasses on this character? I am. She technically has glasses. I've just hidden the layer so I can see the face a little bit easier. I wear glasses in real life, so I like to make sure that there are glasses on the character. So I don't have to like talk about my glasses in real life and be like, what are you talking about? You're not wearing glasses. But I am. I am wearing glasses. So I'll show you. They're the same glasses. I've cleaned them up a little bit compared to the ones that I'm wearing right now. But I already did the meshing for that one as well. I did. These sorted correctly? They are. Okay. Now we're gonna do this one. Actually, that's pretty good. I kind of like the way that looks. I might curve it a little bit on the inside. It looks kind of like a worm. I got worms coming out of my ears. Really pretty. Thank you. Oop, spelling? Yeah, I still got what you meant. I misspell stuff all the time, honestly. I'm not great at spelling. And sometimes the autocorrect tries to correct it, but it doesn't correct it to what I meant. It just chooses a random word. It really doesn't know what it wants to say sometimes. Or what I want to say. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Might do it just this way. They're too small to need a really detailed shape, so I had to turn it off. It's really difficult to write with. Yeah, I thought about turning mine off, but they added like this new thing with Grammarly where it can also correct your grammar mistakes. It like underlines it in a different way. You can change it if you want to, but that one I like literally can't find where to turn it off. So I just decided I'll correct it if I need to. I know what I meant. So I can always try again. My dog just broke something, gotta go. Oh. I hope you can, hope your dog's okay. Hope you can clean up whatever it is. Thank you for dropping in. I know the feeling of a dog breaking something. And you gotta, like, go grab whatever it is. I have 2 dogs of my own, so... One is a miniature schnauzer. The other is... a Boston Terrier? Is that correct? Yes, a Boston Terrier. They're both adorable, but they love to get into trouble. Nice, okay. Let's copy this one. How are you doing today, Hamburger? Ready? Paste. Got anything fun going on? Overall, I'm planning on rereading some manga. I'm still writing a YouTube video about some anime stuff. And finally got some of the official English release stuff from it, so I want to reread it. See what the English official release says. This does not need to be this detailed. I can't have it that. Need the outline because this is something that's transparent. About there. Nope. That. Edit it again. Why didn't it do it? Why isn't it doing it? I'll just erase this line. Okay, that's closer. There we go. And this is a shine layer, so you look at this here. It's literally just an overlay shine on there. That's why it doesn't have to be a super detailed thing. It needs to be on additive. And that's why I have to be careful not to get rid of the outline of it while I'm doing this part here. If I do, I'll just lose my place entirely. Why is it like this? Do you see that E3 is canceled now? they're not doing any more of them. The announcement came out today. I was kind of sad. Kind of sad to see it go. I felt like E3 was one of those events that just was really fun. Even if it wasn't always like something that people could go to, it was at least fun to see like live streams and stuff. And now that everyone's doing their own live streams, of course it makes sense that E3 isn't going anymore, but even then I feel like it's one of those events that could have evolved into something else if it really, really wanted to. Alright. I am missing some part of the earring here that I can't click on. Start with the orbs. The orb. Ponder the orb. I love that Ponder the Orb picture of the old wizard sitting at the table. I think it's so good. Probably one of my favorite memes of the last few years, honestly. I saw someone had edited a video to make it look like the wizard was streaming. It was very funny. Alright. We're at 3 hours. I am going to copy and paste this orb across, and then we will call it stream. Alright. There is that orb earring there. And as long as I finish this, or finish a good portion of this off stream, we should be able to add deformers and deformer hierarchies tomorrow. And that should be the main thing that we're doing tomorrow. It's possible we'll have like some meshing left, but I wanted to do some of the more complicated stuff on stream and like the hair off of stream because I knew those would take the longest. And then if I still had stuff left over, it would be the easy stuff. And we could like knock that out in less than one stream. So that is why I have done this so far the way that I have. But that is all for today. I should be streaming tomorrow, and then I'll be back on Sunday. Tomorrow's stream probably won't be more than 3 hours because I do work on the day after. I have some extra shifts this month, so The work's gonna be a little bit longer. And that's all I got. I hope you have a good day, whether it's tomorrow or today. And goodbye.